Hey, what's up everybody? Thanks for clicking on the video. This is David Pendleton, and right now we're going to cover the Pro Division Desert Dunes, and we're going to cover most of the holes on the front 9 wind. The reason that I say most of the holes is because there's just a couple sloppy shots that I hit that aren't even worth posting. So, I only made one pro account through to the finals. Frustration level building. I mean, I know that I have to play better to make the finals, but still, both accounts at a minus 27. And one of them doesn't make it, and the other one is the very last qualifying spot. So, these tier 3s are getting extremely tough, and people are shooting really well, and the skill points within the tiers is really what is it's what's killing me. So maybe if I don't make some more cuts, maybe they'll knock down my skill level a little bit and just keep me in tier 3. But regardless, here is the positive about this video, if you're sticking with me, is I've got some killer shots in here that you're going to be able to drop based off my makes and some of my misses. So my front 9 could have been huge. Like, it really could have been. And you're going to see what I'm talking about right here. So if you're not a subscriber, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button, and like the video, even though I probably don't deserve it. But, it'll help me out. So here we go. We're going to go right off to hole number 1, which is where the action starts. 5 top, 3 left. We're just playing this one kind of like we have all tournament. Because of the headwind here, or the headwind, come on, Dave. Because of the tailwind, we don't want to use more than 5 bars of topspin. Regardless of how we shoot it, we're going to end up in thorn range. But, this fairway has a weird little spot on it where the ball really takes off on the roll. So 5 bars was completely good, even though I have an extra mile 9. I could have used a little bit more juice, but I don't need to. Okay, the shot that you were seeing played here, this is being played at 20% elevation. It's played 20% at mid distance of my club. So what I am going to tell you is this. I want you to notice that I'm aiming dead center of the hole. Again, 20% pull. Perfect ball. And again, I'm not using a slider. So what I want you to do here is we need to just aim this thing right-hand side of the cup. I would aim in the corner pocket of the right hand of the cup and see if we can't get that bad boy to fall for an eagle. I do believe that will be what gets that shot to fall. All right. So now we're going to go into hole number 2. Hole number 2, this is one that it is what it is, but, wait till you see a couple of these par 3s here. So this will probably be the only way I play this hole moving forward in tournaments. I do think it gives us the best chance for a hole-in-one, especially, again, when we have wind from right to left. All right, let's take a look at the spin real quick. Let's call that 0.8 bars of backspin, 1.5 bars of left side spin. This is a situation to where if I had 2 accounts, and as long as I hit perfect, I would have been able to drop this one for you all. I think the most important thing to note here is the bounces. So the first bounce there, and the second bounce is kind of like on the fringe. And that's what we need to do to slow our ball down. I wasn't really thinking about that whenever I shot, but whenever I went back and watched the replay, I was like, okay. Now you're probably asking, what's the elevation? This is being played 15% at mid. 15% at mid. All we have to do is take 0.2 bars of backspin off. That's it. So we could probably get away with like 0.5, 0.6 bars of backspin, 1.5 left, 15% at mid. Use that same setup, and then you're good to go. Hole number 3, I do pick up the albatross here, which is nice. So again, we don't have to use a lot of topspin on this hole. We just want to make sure that we're going to be in our sniper range for the rough bump. 10% elevation at max distance of our driver. Typically in pro, I use a little bit of right curl, and it's a very small amount on the drive, which you saw there. And again, we don't want to go crazy with the top spin and no overpower because we don't need distance. We just need to be right here. This shot is played minus 10% at mid, okay? Minus 10% at mid. Always use max left side spin combined with 2.2 bars of top spin. The top spin varies, but 2.2 is what we're using here. You can see here, after I look at this replay, I'm almost dead center, but if anything, I'm really almost favoring the left-hand side of the cup. But as we can see, my ball guide line is still touching the pin. So that's about as close to dead center, but just favoring the left-hand side a tad on this shot. Again, we do get this ball to drop. Perfect ball. This hole's been good to me on pro. I only hit it twice on rookie this week. But a lot of good notes, moving forward next time we get this course. And even though we were slightly shading the left-hand side, we still hit this one in the right-hand side of the hole. All right? So that's going to be hole number 3. It's going to take us into... I'm looking for hole number 4. Sorry, give me 1 second. All right, hole number 4 here. 15% at max. I'm going to show you the shot, but I will tell you I am confused on the shot. So 15% at max. 2 bars of left side spin. This is about 6.5 bars of top spin. So the first thing to note is we can change this to probably 6 bars of top spin, as this ball's going to come in hot. But notice here, I'm aiming a little bit, again, almost center, but just favoring the left-hand side of the hole. And even though I'm favoring the left-hand side of the hole, again, it was barely, boy, we missed this thing, by half a green square to the right, and it comes in super hot. That's why I'm saying we definitely need to lay off the top spin. We need to change this to 6 bars of top spin. We need to keep the 2 bars of left side spin. And I hate to say this, especially if you only have one account, but, man, I would try to offset this shot, like, not even in the cup, like outside the cup. I would probably start like half a green square to the left and use that exact same setup, minus the top spin, of course, and see how close you get that ball to a hole-in-one. Tough on that wind angle, but we can come close. This shot right here stinks for me, good for you. So this is a great wind to get to the green. This is, again, a scenario to where I wish I had one pro test account in the finals. Because, that's what a lot of people do. With this new structure, they have a test account, which is what I wish I had now. Because I'm going with the Berserker. I have an extra mile 9. Ultimately, I should have laid off the top spin. So if I had another chance at this, I would only go 6 bars of top spin. I would keep the same side spin. And I'm only showing you this shot because I don't want you to make the same mistake. I am not full overpower, but I'm close. And I hit a perfect ball, which means, I'm going to get the maximum distance that I can based off how I set my shot up. And once this ball hit the green, it just rolled too fast. So, now clearly I'm in very short range to still try to pick up an eagle, but it's going to require hitting perfect out of the rough, which I did not do. So I did not drop the eagle on hole number 5. That's going to take us into hole number 6. Hole number 6 is 10% at max. Going to change this to a kingmaker, as you saw, full top. A lot of right side spin. And here, this is pretty simple, 10% pull. This is nothing special. I am not using overpower simply for the fact that I don't want to accidentally go into the rough or go into the sand. Because that would really stink. I have my Cataclysm, and, so what we get here is we get us some headwind. So I'm not going to be able to make it over the rough. Maybe I could have, but it wasn't worth the max, the max OP shot. So this is a much easier way to save your hole here for the eagle. That's why I decided to show you this one, because I think a lot of people are going to be in the same situation as me. So here, we will go with an overpower shot, and we're going to go full right curl. And what this is going to allow us to do is just easily get onto the green, and it's going to let our ball die right on there, making this a very simple putt to save your eagle on hole number 6. Obviously, power 4, power 5 ball gives you a significant advantage. You could probably try to play the rough bump, But, I'm not using money balls in this situation just because I know that with one account, I'm not going to chase down a banner with only one look at the holes. All right, and then last but not least here, that is going to take us on to hole number 7. Okay, hole number 7, I mean, come on. I thought about going with the rough bump. And, I said to myself, like, man, I've only got one account. Like, this could be a disaster. And at this point, I had an okay round going, right? So, because we had the albatross. And I thought if I could pick up an extra drop or two on 7, 8, or 9, I'd be okay. But check this out. So in a scramble, I decided to play it like this. Let's take note here of the spin. 2.1 back, 1 bar of right side spin. Now, I was running out of time. You can see here my shot clock is going down. So my ball guideline is actually shading the left edge of the cup. It's not even in the cup. It's on the left edge. I just pulled it 1-to-1. That's what I typically do when I'm in a scramble here. So this is 5.1 miles an hour, 5.1 rings. And I kid you not. I mean, just the offset was perfect. The 10% at mid was perfect. And it's like you just can't give it to me, It wasn't even coming in that fast. But that's a close shot. Like if you add a little bit more backspin to that and try to mirror that setup, you might get that ball to drop in the hole. And there's not a lot of people who are getting the hole in one on that particular hole. Okay, this is the last hole I'm going to show you because hole 9 was a cluster. But, this one, with tailwind, I think we really want to just try to go for it. But as I was stretching my club up, like I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to clear the sand, right? So I decided to take a normal shot with using a little bit of overpower. I wish now I would have just went for it. I wish I just would have pulled 10%, and then I wish I would have just pushed back up to max and then gone with a full overpower and just let this baby fly. Because look at this crap. I didn't even go with that much overpower, and I pulled 5 rings back. And you're going to tell me I'm going to stick it into the sand like that? I think we can make it. Especially if you have a snow globe, Win 0 power 5 ball. I mean, if you want to be risky, just go for it. Let that baby rip. Anyways, that's the front 9 that I've got. Again, even though I'm not happy with myself, I do think that, I think you would agree there are some high-quality shots in here that you can tweak and we talk through, and I think you can do a really good job. Hey, I am going to work on the back 9, if not today, very early tomorrow. Hopefully I get some more drops. But thank you very much for watching, and best of luck.